Sigma Drug Master here, bringing you a video. I don't fucking know. Right, if I'm quiet, I'm sorry. It's like fucking 1 o'clock in the morning. Just want to do this and get out of the way. You saw me in my latest video, Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Storm 4 Collector's Edition unboxing. I've been playing it, and I want to do a review on it. Good parts of the game, bad parts of the game. Played the game, well at first, I don't know if it was my disc or my PS4 or whatever, but when I don't know if this did it for you guys, but when I installed it, it took about, say, 5 minutes, and then when it was done, went onto it, tried going to the story, and then it kept saying, it'll go on free play, during the installation. I'm thinking, it's already installed, so I had to delete off the system and then restart it again 5 different times, and then it still kept doing that. I don't know if it did it for you guys, but it did for me, and it was pissing me off. So what I did was I just deleted it and then installed it, and as soon as the installation started, I just switched on my USB and just watched an episode of Attack on Titan, and then when it was done I went back onto it and then it worked. So yeah, if any of you are having that problem, just switch it on, start the installation, and just go fuck off on something else for 20 minutes, half an hour, and then just go back, and then it should work, hopefully. Anyway, so that was the first pain in the arse for me. So finally started working, got the story. It's a good story, the graphics are amazing, the battles are hard, like the arts they are. I could barely get an S rank on the battles, and that's a challenge. I'll admit it is a challenge to get an S rank on those battles. There's probably about half the trophies. Most of the trophies are just setting to get S rank, but I've hardly got any of them. Don't get me wrong, I'm good at the game. So the way that it was set up, the way that the menu was set up was that it had the story, then it had adventure. So I thought, before the game came out, all that you heard about the adventure was that, well, all I saw of the adventure was that it was Naruto, Hinata, and Sakura. I'll get to the adventure later on. That's the complaining part that I'm going to go on later on. But so it's got the story mode, then adventure, then free battle, then online battle, then collection, where it's got all the ninjutsu and all that shit. I haven't tried online yet. I haven't faced anyone online. I might give that a try actually. The free battle was pretty decent. I haven't got used to the switching between characters yet. But you know, I'll get there. There's a few characters that I liked playing as. Obviously, it's just you only get a few. You don't get all of them before you start the story. But so on to the story. Pretty good. Starts off with Madara and Hashirama. You do that battle, then it pretty much, after that battle, it continues from it's gone into 2 separate bars. The top one is Naruto when he breaks off Tobi's mask and it turns out it's Obito. And then the second one is when it's Sasuke, and he's just finished stopping Kabuto with Itachi, and then Itachi disappeared, and then he resurrects Orochimaru. Oh yeah, I should have said spoiler at the first, sorry. Anyway, at the very start of the game, at the start of the story, it's kind of doing the narrating, which, right, here's something that's annoying me, the narrator has changed. I thought they should have stayed with the third Hokage, Hiruzen, but they changed it. I think it's Madara, the voice of Madara, that's doing the narration now. I don't know, I think it's better with the voice of Hiruzen. Anyway, so it goes in this this cutscene kind of thing where it's talking, and then you just see Madara and Hashirama fighting in the background, showing the pictures, and this kind of scroll. It shows a scroll, and then it unwraps it, and then it's pretty much saying the story. But in the background you can see Hashirama and Madara fighting, and I thought it was just doing that on its own, but it turns out you get to control Hashirama during that, which I thought was pretty damn cool. The way that they did that, in this game, the way that they do some of the fights and all that, it's amazing. It really is. The Naruto versus Sasuke fight I'll get to later on in the video. But yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. So you get to go down different paths. Naruto and Sasuke, I think I did it one at a time. I did the breaking Nobito's mask, and then Sasuke, and then the next Naruto, and the next Sasuke. I did it continuously. A couple of things I found bad with it. It was Cyber Connect 2 or Bandai Namco games. they said that they got permission from Studio Power-Up to put in some clips from the anime. Like, I thought that was going to be pretty good, showing like actual anime scenes instead of the cutscene. But turns out all it is pretty much just still images and them talking, which I didn't agree with, to be honest. I thought they should just put in the full like moving anime scene if they were going to do that. Otherwise, just have a cutscene. But then when I got to past the bit, like, because Naruto's in filler and it's complete Naruto, the last thing you see the war is when they all got trapped in the Infinite Tsukuyomi. That's the last thing you see. That's as far as they've gotten in the anime so far, the war-wise. Up to that point, it's just showing the cutscenes, the full anime cutscene, instead of just still images, because I thought that was pretty annoying, to be honest. I mean, my mate Chris, he complains about Storm 3 because like the cutscenes are so long. And I will agree they are pretty long, but I still like watching cutscenes. People like Chris, they want to just see the fight and they don't care about the cutscenes. For me, I like the fighting, but I also want to see the cutscenes. The cutscenes in the fight though, they were pretty decent. Something that I figured out, if you're an anime only watcher fan, getting this game's not the best idea because it will spoil the whole thing for you. This is completely and utterly retarded, but they finished with the manga in November 2014. The game came out, it finished the story of Naruto Shippuden before the anime, because Studio Power are fucking twats and they keep sending us filler. Why? Like, I know, well, apparently they're going to continue this bullshit Ninja Scrolls anime, which I'm not even watching. The way that I do it, like, I just download the Naruto episode on my computer, skip to the end of the episode and see the preview for the next episode, see if it's going to continue, see if it's eventually going back to the war or not. That's all I do. But apparently they're going to go with this Ninja Scrolls until March or something, or April, and then they're going to take out the Itachi filler. Apparently we're getting a filler for Kaguya, the mother of chakra. I don't fucking know. Anyway, it's bullshit, because we only had like 8 full canon episodes of 2015, and that's fucking disgraceful. That really is. It's complete and utter bullshit. Anyway, so yeah, if you're an anime only watcher, I suggest don't get this game. Like, I was an anime only watcher, but I watched reviews for the manga, so I spoiled it for myself. So I was gonna get this game anyway. After you break Obito's mask, the Madara shows up, and then you do a whole shit of fights. They take out stuff from the anime, actually. I think about it. If I'm remembering correctly, Suigetsu, Karin, Orochimaru went to the 5 Kage and healed them, and they brought them back to the spot, but that you didn't see that in the game. Tsunade and that aren't there in the game, and Orochimaru just goes straight there. Also, they added a bit. They made it so the second Hokage, once he got reanimated, what to see the strength of Sasuke, Suigetsu, and Jugo, and Karin. So they wanted to test their strength. So of course they added that fight in, which is actually a pretty decent fight, I'll admit. One of my favourite fights was when Kakashi, Obito gave Kakashi both Sharingans and Obito died. And then Kaguya turned that massive fucking thing, I don't know what the fuck that was. And then Kakashi went into Susanoo mode, which is, I think is designed for the Susanoo, the blue one. It's absolutely amazing, it's brilliant. He fought Kaguya, which I thought was a really fun fight, and when I got used to it, I thought it was a really fun fight. I thought it was really well done. When you have to fight Madara in a Susanoo. When you're in Sasuke Susanoo, it's hard as hell. I found it really hard. It was a lot, like I said, there was a lot of bosses that I found really, really hard. The story, once you defeat Kaguya, you go on to Sasuke has another vision in mind, bring back everyone like with Naruto. However, he wants to kill the 5 Kages in Mi, Onoki, Gaara, and Tsunade, the 5 Kage, and then he wants to become the Hokage and create a whole new village and a whole new image because of the current circumstances that the previous Kage brought up. And then of course Naruto disagrees. Sasuke traps all the tail beasts in planetary devastations, which is actually pretty well done. On their way to fight, Sasuke says to Naruto, "You know where we need to go," and then he just leaves, and you instantly think they're going to go to the final valley because that's where everything gets settled. That fight is absolutely amazing. Like, it's well done. You get to play as like not like the year before Part 1 Naruto. They got to go through all of them. They fight normal, like, in the current time, and then they go back to when they fought at the 5 Kage Summit Bridge, the Samurai Bridge, And they go back to part 1, Naruto versus Sasuke, the final battle the first time. But then it also goes, when the house breaks down, it goes back to when they're like really little, like when they're like in the, I think it's preschool kind of thing, and then they're fighting. I thought that was really well done when they're like very little kids before they even get to the academy. When they're very little kids, I thought that was brilliantly done. It shows cutscenes where Sasuke surrounds his Susanoo in the planetary devastation tail beast and absorbs the power into Susanoo. Naruto makes 2 more Kurama clones, combines them and uses planetary Rasengan. The whole fight I thought was absolutely brilliant. Also, if you die in a boss fight, you see the Sage of Six passing. It gives you, it like holds up the bar staff thing behind him. So you get 2 choices. You go over to one. You go over one side. I think it's the left. My left, your right, as it shows now. And it says you're restored to 100% health. There, the opponent's left at the health it is now, and your defense is up. And then the other side, it's the exact same except your attack is up. Obviously, say like you're just about to beat him, and then you beat them, but it says that your health's at 100%. You'll still get a low rank because of how you died, because you died in that. So that, but yeah, the Sage of Six Paths looks awesome. So Naruto and Sasuke fight, that's absolutely brilliant. It ends with both their arms being taken off. It's absolutely brilliant. Sasuke still can't seem to understand why Naruto is doing what he's doing, and then Naruto keeps saying, I can't believe I have to keep telling you this, don't you get it by now? It's because every time he says, because we're friends. Sasuke understands, fine, Sasuke says, I admit, I accept, I lost, and then they skip to the Hidden Leaf Village. Sasuke leaves to go on a journey. Sakura's asking to go. Sasuke said, this is a journey for repentance, you have nothing to do with my sins. Sakura takes the wrong way, saying, oh, I've got nothing to do with them. And then Sasuke did, how like when Itachi does that to Sasuke, Sasuke did that to Sakura and saying, see you later, thank you. And then Naruto gives him Sasuke's headband, and Sasuke's shocked that he kept it. And then after that cutscene, it skips a few years later to the narration again. But it also shows the next generation, so it shows the Kage faces. Sasuke left, Kakashi was Hokage, Kakashi was the 6th Hokage, and then it shows the faces. Naruto's the 7th Hokage, and then you just see all the painted faces. Boruto is painting the faces, the Hokage faces, and then Ninja, see him on top, like the ninja on top of the mansion, see him, he starts running, he runs past Sarada, and Sarada points up her glasses, and then he looks back, and then to make sure he's not being followed, and then he runs bushes into Naruto. Naruto's away to hit him, and then remembers just like what it was when it happened to him, when he was doing stupid things, so he decided to just grab his hand and just walk, and I think he was smiling, but that's the last scene you see for the story. Bit of narration, then it cuts to when you see Sasuke. It's the story done. The adventure, however, I thought it was interesting. The adventure and the story split up into 2 separate things on the menu. I thought that was actually alright. I didn't know how that was going to go. I've got more bad things to say about the adventure than the good things. First of all, one major point is the fact that if you're not a Naruhina fan, you're not, just like me, you're not going to like the adventure, because I thought, it's, you do get like a couple of main missions to do on the adventure, but it is mainly Sakura trying to get Hinata and Naruto together, which I was not happy with. I was like, no, like, I was pissed off, let's just say that, because Sakura's trying to get Hinata, know more about Naruto and all that shit. I was pissed off, I really was, when I found out. That's why when I saw it was Naruto, Sakura and Hinata. But the first mission you get is when Kakashi's 6th Hokage, and you're getting, Naruto gets a letter that he has to deliver to Gaara. So I thought, right, okay, it's going to take a while because you have to run all the way there. No, you don't get any fields whatsoever, pretty much. Like, you get the Force of Death, you get the training field and all that, but you don't get any, like, run, if you know what I mean, like open space. I thought this was supposed to be a free roam game. It's pretty much just taking that away. because when I went to the gates of the Hidden Leaf, I tried to exit and it wouldn't move. And I'm thinking, right, what's wrong with that? I looked at the map and it's cut off. I'm thinking, right, okay. So there's this teleport thing where you teleport to each like a certain bit, and I'm thinking, like, why? That's take like I can a bit of it I can understand why, because like usually people like, oh, like I was like this for Storm 2 and Storm 3. I was like, oh, I can't be arsed running anymore. Can I just like skip to there and all that shit? But like that's the only reason why. But other than that, like I was kind of pissed off because it gives you like limited space, pretty much. Um, Again, it's going down that like it's a narrow pathway, kind of walking. Another thing they took off jumping. Why? Why would you take off jumping? I mean, in Broken Rise of the Ninja and Broken One, you got to jump on the buildings and all that. Storm 2 and Storm 3, they took away they changed the layout completely, where it's just narrow running, pretty much, and you just get to jump around a couple of times. You can't jump on any buildings or all that. But with Storm 4, they have taken out jumping altogether. Why? I don't know. I've got an anime game called Tales of Zestria. It's really good, really good. Really like it. And it doesn't have any jumping in that. Fair enough, right? That's the way they've made this. But with Storm 4, you think there would at least be jumping, but there's not. There's no jumping whatsoever. And the fact that you have to teleport to each place, you can't go roaming around anymore, like finding stuff off the ground or like other shit, like finding people to fight and all that. It's changed, and I'm not exactly okay with it. You get sudden events where people just pop out of nowhere and they ask to fight you, or ask you for stuff. I've run into Choji about 5 times asking for a fucking lunch, and I don't have it for him. I don't have a lunch whatsoever. I've had Ino come up to me, I've had Shino, Konkuro and all that. I've had them come up to me asking for battles or for stuff, and if I haven't, give it to him. If I can be arsed finding it, I can be arsed finding. They have these memory fragments that you find all over the fucking place, and you get to choose where you want to find them. The locations are fucking retarded. Seriously. If you guys remember, there was the fight with Sasuke versus Itachi, where it was at the end of the first one. You find that at the Uchiha hideout. There was the fight with, like, when Madara first appeared in the war, Onokigara and Naruto fight Madara. That appears in Uchiha hideout, not the desert. You would at least think that would show up near the Land of Lightning, because that's the closest to the desert. But no, it doesn't. It shows up in the fucking Uchiha hideout, which is next to the Hidden Leaf Village, apparently. Apparently the Final Valley is just behind the Hidden Leaf Village on the map. It's fucking retarded, I'm telling you. And there's people at the Final Valley. Why, like, you teleport to the Final Valley, and there's like people roaming around there everywhere. Like there's a small space because the whole place is fucking destroyed because of Naruto and Sasuke. But yet there's like tons of people there. Why? Why would anyone be at the Final Valley if it's destroyed? Seriously. You get this Hidden Sun, you only get again that narrow way. Like it's pretty much the same as Storm 3 and Storm 4, where it's just that narrow bit. But then like you get like with the you can teleport to the bit outside the sand, where it's that battle bit, and it's just that circle there. It's the same with the forest next to Hidden Leaf. It's just that one circle. And it's the Land of Lightning. It's pretty much the same. You get to go to. There's one part I did like about Naruto, about the adventure bit. Like there's an added feature to the Hidden Leaf Village. You get to go to the graveyard where they've got the big, massive red flame statue thing. You get to go there and see all the people at the graveyard and that. I thought that was a good added extra. But the fact that I'm not an Naruto fan. If Chris liked if Chris were to play it, he would like that fact, probably that fact alone. If you're not an Arena fan, you're not going to like the adventure, because it is pretty much. And you know, another thing that's annoying me about the adventure, you think that there'd be at least a bit of a decent story. It's living in the past. It really is. Like, yeah, it's showing like Sakura trying to get Hinata to know Naruto more, and trying to learn what path he's walked and all that shit. But it's the fact that they're going down memory lane way too much. You go on, they're saying, oh yeah, I remember when Pain attacked the village and Hinata saved me, or Hinata versus Neji at the tuning exams. You run into Lady Tsunade because she's in Hidden Cloud, traveling around the world, gambling obviously, but also she says to Naruto that she's providing medical ninjutsu around the world because there's hardly any medical ninjas out there, which is fair enough. When you speak to her, she says, I remember when you saved me from Kabuto and that whole ordeal with Orochimaru and all that. It's living in the past. It's oh my god, it's annoying. It's the last Storm game in Naruto, and to be honest, it was a bit of a letdown. Don't get me wrong, I like the game. It's a decent game for the first Naruto game for the next generation is brilliant. Like the graphics and all that. The graphics are amazing. They're brilliant. The fighting cutscenes instead of the stupid still images crap. They're all good, but the story and the adventure were a bit of a letdown, to be honest. In my opinion, don't get me wrong. I like the game, but I like the other ones better. Storm 1, I haven't played that in a few years actually. I haven't got it anymore. But I haven't played that in a few years. I remember you just went on the main menu and you just went to like you just go around the Hidden Leaf Village or the training zone and just find scrolls, and then that's opening to the next fight that you have to do in the story. Fair enough. Storm 2, it developed much better. Well, Storm 2 was the first one where they introduced the different platform where it's like the Naruto, it's just the one running and all that. That's the first one they introduced it as. Fights, Chapter 1 Kazekage, Chapter 2 Sasuke, Chapter 3 Hidan, I think it was, 4 with Sasuke, 5, my favourite boss fight in all of Naruto Storm is Sasuke versus Itachi in Naruto Storm 2. That was well done. That was absolutely brilliant. I loved that fight. I overdid like 50 times because I fucking loved it that much. The Jiraiya fight and the Naruto versus Pain fight, all of that was amazing. 3 was when it was starting the war, but of course you'd start off the 5 Kage Summit. Chapter 2 was Sasuke. Then Naruto learned how to tame the Nine Tails, meeting his mother Kushina, which is she's a fucking beauty. She's brilliant. I love Kushina. I wish I saw more of her. I wish she stayed. Loved Rise of the Ninja. Really, I did. The movie where they go into the alternate universe. Anyway, point is, going off track. Storm 3 and Storm 2, I prefer better than Storm 4 in my opinion. Like, don't get me wrong. Storm 4 is a good game. I'm not sure whether it's Storm 2 or Storm 3 that's my favourite Storm game, to be honest. Generation, I forgot about Generation. Generation was good. I think Storm 4 was a bit of Generations, where like it was the still images, like it wasn't doing the proper cutscenes, it was still images. So Storm 4 reminded me a bit of Generations, not the story, but the way that they had the talking and that, the way that they had the cutscenes. It reminded me of Generations. Revolutions was, I'd say, a waste. Like, I like Revolutions, it was good, like with the tournament and all that, but to be honest, they should have put Storm 4 out then and there. That was when they should have put out Storm 4, and then Revolutions could have came out after Storm 4. For Storm Revolution, there were 3 stories: the creation of the Akatsuki, Team Minato, and Itachi and Shisui. And then they had the gigantic Battle Royal tournament. I think that should have been done after Storm 4. And then we wouldn't have had to wait so long, because Storm Revolution, I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong, but I think Revolutions came out when the Xbox One did. So like obviously, like, because they started making the game before the next gen came out, so that's why they didn't have Revolutions on the next gen. But I say they could have had Revolutions on the next gen. That would have been good. But I say they should have had either, like, Generations came out was at an alright time. I think that came out in between Storm 2 and Storm 3. Storm 4, it was good, but it wasn't as good as the hype was. I would have to say that Storm 4 was a letdown. Storm 4 was a letdown. It could have been better, could have been worse. Well, no, it probably could have been worse, to be honest. In my opinion, Storm 4 was good. Not as good as it brought up to be, not as good as the hype said it was going to be. It's happened with a few games actually, quite a lot of games, I'm sure, but no. So it's been Sigma Dragon Master, giving you my review. 1 out of 10 for Naruto Storm 4, I would have to give it a 7 or an 8, to be honest. It could have done for the last Storm game. It could have been so much better. It really could have. The way. Favorite part of Storm 4 would have to be the Naruto versus Sasuke fight at the Final Valley. That was the best fight there was. That was the best part of Storm 4 that I liked, really, because it was the best part. That it was the way that it was done, and the way that the cutscenes all came in, flashbacks and all that. The way that it was all done. The part at the end where like they can barely stand and they're just throwing punches, like really weak ones. That was well done. The fact that when they're talking at the end, that's probably the longest cutscene there was. Chris ain't gonna like that, he doesn't like cutscenes, fair enough. But I said that was my favourite part of the game. The part that I didn't like the most was the adventure. Not just any part of the adventure in general. Well, quite a bit of things in the story to do, like side quests, some events and all that, but Nah, I'm sorry. It's I would have to say either Storm 2 or Storm 3 are my favourite ones. Probably Storm 3, because I think that's the longest one. But yeah, I would have to say that. If you agree with me, fine. Happy if you do. If you don't agree with me, that's fine. I would like you guys to comment your thoughts. Do you agree with me or disagree with me? I'll reply when I can. Like this video if you did, dislike it if you want. Please subscribe. Also, I'm going to start working on my Fairy Tale Chat 2 because that's been doing pretty well. Also, please, 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 guys, ask me questions. Go on my Twitter, ask me questions because I really appreciate it. So yeah, that was my review for Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm 4, and I will see you all next time. Goodbye, guys.